आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
Chelo kotoro jerno api jajo bapu.
In today's episode, we remember freedom fighter and social reformer Jhaver Chand Kalidas Meghani, who died on 9th March 1947. Referred to as Rashtriya Shair or Poet of the People by Mahatma Gandhi, Meghani was also praised by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who used to say that his was a voice full of courage.
Sagar pinara anjali nav dhol jo bapu.
Meghani, who called himself Pahad Nu Balak, the son of the mountains, was born on August 29th, 1896 on the outskirts of a town called Chotila in what was then known as the Kathiawar Agency. A pioneering folklorist, Jhaver Chand used Gujarati folklores to rouse the masses against the might of the British Empire while also silently saving the dying voices of the country's folk traditions.
અણખોટ વિશ્વાસે વહ્યું જીવન તમારું ધૂરતો દગલબાજો થકી પડ્યું પનારું શત્રુ તણે ખોળે ઢળી સુખથી સુનારું.
He wrote Sindhu Dho, a collection of 15 patriotic songs in 1930, which commemorated the Salt and Dholera Satyagrahas. The British government banned the book and confiscated all existing copies. However, the revolutionary spirit of the people ensured that his voice was not suppressed, and the copies of the book were circulated underground. The British summoned Meghani to a special court on April 28, 1930, implicating him with false charges. He was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment in Sabarmati jail, but was released in a year after the Gandhi-Irwin Pact.
On the eve of his journey to England for the second Roundtable Conference, Gandhiji was enveloped in gloom as he knew that the British were unlikely to accept his demand for complete independence. Meghani hurriedly wrote a poem for him titled Chelo Katoro, the last cup of poison, in which he requested Bapu to drink this last cup of poison for the nation. The poem was composed in the final hour and rushed to Gandhiji just before his departure.
Chelo kotoro jerno api jajo bapu.
On reading it, Gandhiji immediately said, Meghani seems to have entered my soul and fully captured my state of mind in this poem. It was then that he spontaneously gave him the title of Rashtriya Shair.
The revolutionary poet was constantly engaged with the freedom struggle. However, he was also increasingly perturbed by the rising communal violence across the country. And it was perhaps this distress that caused a heart attack to claim his life on March 9, 1947. All India Radio salutes the great nationalist.
Vande Mataram.
We also remembered nationalist Bezvada Gopala Reddy, who died on the 9th of March 1997. Born in Buchireddypalam village of Nellore district in 1907, Reddy gave up his school education to participate in the freedom struggle. Later, he completed his studies at the Shantiniketan University. It was during this time that he took a liking for Tagore's works and translated many of his books into Telugu. He came to be popularly known as Andhra Tagore.
Reddy took part in non-cooperation movement, the Salt Satyagraha and the Quit India movement. He was also imprisoned in Vellore and Tanjavur jails in the early 30s. Reddy was elected to the composite Madras Assembly in February 1937 and held the important portfolios of local administration and finance.
After independence, Reddy became the Chief Minister for Andhra in 1955 till Andhra Pradesh was formed in November 1956. Reddy became the Information and Broadcasting Minister in the Central Cabinet from 1958 to 1963. He was also elected to Lok Sabha twice and served as the Governor of Uttar Pradesh. We salute the great nationalist.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.